I wonder if we could start, Sue, by asking you a little bit about your connection with the waterside area and your family.
Well, we live here. We live on the waterfront. We live on the new development where the Calderford garage used to be. There's a development of new houses, so that's right next to the waterfront. I've always lived within a mile or so from the river, and lots of members of my family have all worked in this area too.
You say that your grandparents
Yes.
or great-grandparents were the earliest ones that you know about.
Yes, they lived in the lockkeeper's house at Fallings Lock, which is just a little bit down the river, and they're on the census. And my great-grandfather was a navigation labourer. I don't exactly know what that means, looking to get a bit more information. But we've actually tracked some more members down back as far as 1765, so I think they're all in this area.
And do you know what they did?
I think it's something to do with the canal. That's what I think, but I need to get some more proof about that.
Has anybody in the family talked about them at all, your grandparents or your parents?
My dad said that he's had stories about my grandma and granddad. She used to sit in a rocking chair with a pipe on top of the boat as they were sailing up and down. And they used to go to Goole and places like that. Mm-hmm. But that's my dad's memory as a boy. My mum worked at Peyton's and Baldwin's, which is right opposite on the riverside. And she said about stories like all the girls used to sit on the bridge and it lined the whole sides, both sides, at lunchtime. There was that many girls working there. The mill, of course, closed and relocated to Australia.
And you say you used to live round here as well?
Yeah. As a child, I lived on Norton Street, which is in Bellevue, and it just faces onto the river.
Yes.
And we'd see all the Tom Pudding little boats going past with the coal on.
Yes.
And coming through the locks at Fallings to get onto the canal here. Yes. That's just by where I used to live. Yes. There used to be a printer's over the road there, Sanders and Clayton's, and my uncle worked there for about 20 odd years. They were really busy. Do you remember Sanders and Clayton's? Yeah. And I have got, when my dad was a boy, he lived behind the White Bear. Do you remember there was where the Ruddy Duck is now?
Yes.
There was a pub called the White Bear.
Right.
And going up Doncaster Road side, there were some little houses, and he lived in one of those houses.
Yes.
I think there was a malt kiln next to the canal.
Yeah. Yes.
He lived next to that as a boy.
So you think the area has changed a lot then, since you were little?
Yeah, it's not as industrial. But they seem to be doing that to lots of different places. It's the function of the river is changing now. I think it seems to be more for pleasure now, and it's clean and it looks nice, doesn't it?
It does,
It really looks nice.
You were talking about when your daughter was young, you lived round here.
Yeah.
And what sort of activities she could do in the locality?
She was a sea cadet for a number of years, and rowing on the river, and they do a lot with them. They do sleepovers, and they do the cenotaph procession and polishing the boots and all that. It's really good.
Yes,
really good.
Yeah.